High five. Yeah. Hey guys, it's me, Miss Smith. Macy's sitting here hanging out with me. I guess she's just ready to show you some tricks, so we thought we'd start our video with a little high five action there. And now she's pretty lazy. I think she's just going to lay down and listen to us learn some things, and that's okay. So today we are going to be, make sure I've got this right. We're going to be looking at the packet that says Week 2, 4th grade. So I'm going to talk about some things we'll do together this week and some things you can do on your own. And then we're going to look at our vocabulary words together today. Okay? So this week our story is called My Big Brother Johnny Caw. And today we're going to do the vocabulary words. It'll say tall tale at the top because my big brother Johnny Caw is a tall tale. And I will tell you what that means in just a minute. Okay? You answer the questions in your book today. And on day 1, there is a video on our playlist that is about Johnny Caw. So you can kind of see a little bit more to help you understand the story. Tomorrow, you can review the vocabulary words in your own book and then get back on my YouTube channel because I will read the story to you and you can listen. On day 3, you will read the story yourself and then answer the questions and underline where you find the answers. On day 4, you'll get to use this chart that says what happens. So you can think of 3 things that happen in the story. And this side says why it could not happen in real life. And write how do you know these things you found in the story could not ever really happen. And then day 5, is the virtual field trip. So the last page in your packet says virtual field trip number 2. You can choose a different link to go to and write about where you chose to go, what did you learn, what did you see there, and on the back, draw a picture to match. All right, so let's get started with the vocabulary words. See, my dog has this all messed up now. So you will need your vocabulary chart, and we'll go in order down the list of words, and you can write their definitions next to it in the box that says definition, just like we do in class. Okay. All right, so go ahead and get your chart out, and you'll need a pencil. I will show you the word. I will tell you the definition, and if you need to pause and look at the definition longer so you can write it, you can. If you need to rewind and go back and hear it again, you can also do that. Okay? All right. Our first word on your list starts with a B. Point to this word and say belongings. Belongings are things that a person owns. In this picture, it says the girl keeps her belongings in her backpack while she is at school. So the things she owns might be her books, her pencils, maybe she keeps her jacket in there. Belongings are just the things that a person owns. So let's write that. Things a person owns. Okay. For example, anything that you own, you could write about in your sentence. You might say, my toys are my belongings. Or, I brought my belongings with me to school. Okay. There's lots of ways to use this word. So belongings means things a person owns. Okay? go to the next word on our list, and that is the word hauled. So find this word, point to it, and say hauled. Okay. Hauled means carried or pulled. The example is, the man hauled the sleds to the top of the hill. Do you see how he's pulling those sleds? So hauled is like a synonym. It's another word that means pulled or carried something. Okay, so let's write that. Hauled just means carried or pulled. All right, so you might say, I hauled a wagon. Maybe you were pulling a wagon somewhere. So think of something that you might carry or pull. Hauled means carried or pulled. All right, let's go on to the next word on your vocabulary chart, and that word is trail. So find the next word that begins with a T, point to it, and say trail. A trail is a path. Trail and path are synonyms. They mean the same thing. This example says, hikers stay on the trail to stay safe. That means they don't leave this path. It's almost like a little road that you walk on so you don't get lost. There are some woods close to my house, and you can walk on the trail, and it takes you to a town where there's restaurants and shops. Maybe you've been hiking with your family in a park or near a mountain. There are lots of places that have trails. So trail just means path. Trail is a path. So maybe you can think of a time you or your family might have walked on a trail to write about in your sentence and help you remember. Okay, our next word starts with a D. This word is decent. So find this word on your list and say decent. Decent means good for a certain use or purpose. So the example says, this is a decent road to travel on because it is flat. So if decent means good, that means this is a good road to travel on. You know, some roads are very bumpy, or they're very curvy, or lots of hills. And those maybe aren't the best kind of roads because they make you feel sick, or they feel like they're shaking your car a lot. So they're not very decent. But decent means good for a certain use or purpose. So let's write that. Good for a use or purpose. All right. So decent means good for a use or purpose. Okay. Let's go on to the next word. I'm sorry, you can probably hear my dog. She's playing with her toys behind this board. This word starts with a C. It is commenced. So find this word, point to it, say commenced. Commenced means that an event has started. So in this example, it says the race commenced at the starting line. That means the race started at this line. So commenced means an event started. So if you go to the movies with your family and the movie is beginning on the big screen, you might say the movie has commenced. That means it's already started. Okay? So you might think of something you went to where it's already started. Maybe you were going to watch a basketball game. You might say the game has commenced. That means it's started already. Right? So commenced means an event has started. All right, guys, just one more word today, and that is hollered. It is another word that starts with an H. It should be the last one on your list. So find it and say hollered. Hollered means yelled. It's just a synonym, another word that means the same thing as yelled. Okay? In this example, it says the girl hollered over the fence. Just means she's trying to yell over the fence. So this is an easy definition. Yelled. Okay. So you might think of a good sentence to write for your example about a time that you hollered at someone or someone hollered at you. So hollered means yelled. All right, guys, that is all of our words for today. So now you should have all of the definitions written next to them. If you don't, push rewind, listen again, push pause so you can see them. You should write an example sentence with each word to help you remember what they mean, and a quick picture to match that sentence. Okay. After you finish that today, make sure you look in your book on page 20 and answer the questions for number 1. This just gives you a chance to kind of look at the pictures and make some predictions about what you think is going to happen in this story. And make sure you check out the video clip on my YouTube for 4th grade's playlist called Johnny Caw, and you'll see a little bit more about the character we're going to read in our story. Okay? So once you finish that today, make sure your parents signed for day 1, and I will see you back on here for day 2 when we read this story together. All right, guys. Great work today. If you have any questions or need help, just email or dojo message me, and I will answer you as soon as I can. All right. See you next time. Bye-bye.